As the players take the knee as a mark of respect to show that there is absolutely no place for racism. Well, it's City in their third kit who get things underway. It was Pep Guardiola's first trophy as City manager. It's a competition that he treasures, and it's clear that it's a trophy he's keen to keep in his possession. And I'm delighted to say that alongside me is co-commentator today, former City midfielder Michael Brown. It's clear Pep wants to stay in this competition.
It's extremely clear, isn't it, with the choice of personnel. We looked, obviously, Wycombe Wanderers. There was a much changed side, many young players getting an opportunity. The West Ham side going well. It's difficult to do that.
Well, it is indeed difficult to do that. To be fair, they too have made a number of changes, but they made a number of changes in the last round, went to Old Trafford and knocked out Manchester United. An early goal from Manuel Lanzini was enough to settle that particular tie. West Ham United, of course, involved in the Europa League, so they're used to playing midweek just like City, and so they have a squad that is capable of dealing with the regular 3 matches in a week, if you look at it that way. So 9 changes for City, 8 changes for David Moyes. Have it on the edge of their own penalty area. Zinchenko plays it back to Stefan. Stefan very casually lays it off to Fernandinho as if it was just a five-a-side training ground routine rather than a cup tie against West Ham. As Sterling then plays a lovely first-time ball to De Bruyne, who lays it outside to Zinchenko. City on the counter-attack with numbers, and the Zinchenko cross is then cleared by Creswell. Kept alive on the far side by Mahrez. Mahrez waiting for the right pass, plays it to Palmer, whose shot was on target, and it was a good save by Areola with the legs. Cole Palmer frustrated because he thought he maybe had scored the opening goal, and now Fernandinho has been penalised for a foul. Well, that's the first time City have had a strike on goal, and it was Cole Palmer who almost opened the scoring.
It was a good save, wasn't it? Areola down with his feet, but Riyad Mahrez persistent, checks one way, but soon as Cole Palmer gets sight, we discussed in the last few weeks, is he more confident now to take these opportunities on? Good touch, left-footed, slight deflection.
Andre Mariner, the fourth official, is just trying to get an indication from Jonathan Moss as to how much added time there's going to be at the end of the first half. As the ball comes into the path of Zinchenko. Zinchenko lays it in field to Palmer. Palmer took it well and keeps on going, Cole Palmer, and still keeps on going, Palmer. In the end, he lays it off to Sterling, but Johnson's in front of Sterling, and West Ham look to build on the counter with Vlasic, who's lost it to Zinchenko. On it goes to Gundogan, and a foul on Gundogan, and a free kick to City. Lanzini's been penalised. Just entered the last minute of the first half, and City had 66% possession. They've had 7 attempts to West Ham's 1. Still 0-0. This would be a very timely moment to take the lead. Kevin De Bruyne hovering over the delivery of this, and he's left it actually for Mahrez to curl one in, and Ake's header, and it whistled by the far post, and Ake's disappointed because it was a good opportunity, and he looks at the heavens, shakes his head and believes he should have done better.
Well, there's no doubt about it. It was a wonderful opportunity. It was that little delay from Riyad Mahrez. He just waited, he stopped, allowed Nathan Ake to get in between that West Ham defence. He rises, and at that point, clear contact. He's shaking his head, and he realises late in this first half that was the opportunity they're waiting for. He should have scored.
In the 7th minute of the second half, as Cole Palmer takes it neatly on the half turn and lays it into the path of Gundogan, who puts it wide. Best chance of the match. Gundogan through one-on-one, put it wide of Areola, but also wide of his far post. Brilliant from Cole Palmer.
Fantastic Cole Palmer, the run as well. Once he gets on the half turn, awareness, that little run off the shoulder, Ilkay Gundogan. It's a tough angle, it's a tight one. Areola coming in a tight position. He tries to just push it past him.
As De Bruyne comes to the edge of the West Ham penalty area, he takes a shot, and Areola scoops it beyond his near post. It just bounced in front of Areola, made it awkward, and he did well to get 2 hands to it, and he pushed it round the post for another City corner.
Yeah, he gets into those areas, he's fantastic, he's the best, isn't he, when he gets on that half turn and good areas. Kevin De Bruyne, slight deflection, but he does well. He's so threatening, left foot, right foot. Good spell from City now. They've got to try and create, be a little bit quicker in the possession.
We have another corner, City. De Bruyne's going to take it short to Zinchenko. Zinchenko will lay it back to De Bruyne, who has a different angle to cross from. And it's going towards the net from John Stones. And Areola makes a wonderful save. Well, he's made 2 or 3 saves in the last 2 or 3 minutes, Alphonse Areola, but I think that was the best of them. A reaction stop to deny John Stones.
Yeah, it was a great save, wasn't it? He was under that little bit of pressure, a bit of shirt pulling from Raheem Sterling. But as John Stone rises, there's a great ball in. Kevin De Bruyne, that in-swinger that we all know so well. And down to the left-hand side, Areola, quick succession saves, but I thought it was real poor defending. You do not leave Kevin De Bruyne with his right foot on a short corner, the chance to get on the edge of the area to deliver that in-swinger. It was nearly the match winner for City.
Palmer, meanwhile, has done well. He brings in Sterling. Sterling's in a shooting position, and he lays it off to Palmer, and Palmer skied it. It was a good opening for Cole Palmer. He got underneath it and hit it, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 metres over the bar. Decent chance.
Good chance, good runs, that little play and follow at the edge of the area. Raheem Sterling sees him. It's a real poor finish, and you see the replay back. He does really well initially, waits, delays his run, receives it back from Raheem Sterling. The execution, the finish, very, very poor for someone with his quality left foot that he has.
Surely both managers must be thinking penalty takers now. But at the moment, City are just going to try and win this match with Sterling, who twists and turns and lays it off to Gundogan. Gundogan looks up and plays it into the gap for Grealish, his first touch since coming on. Fernandinho, City still in West Ham's final third. Zinchenko then goes for a shot, and it was almost in. Brilliant save by Areola, and Alexander Zinchenko, with the element of surprise, almost gave City the winner.
I think there was surprise. He's looking for the cross. If you watch the ball, what it does, it actually moves really, really late. Areola's struggling, not sure where it was. It sort of goes off to the right, then back the left, and good effort.
Another City corner. Phil Foden with the in-swinger. It's headed over by Fernandinho. Goal kick. Well, Zach Steffen has had a wonderful record for City in the Carabao Cup, and he's got the opportunity to emerge as City's hero. Mark Noble will take the first penalty for West Ham United, and he has scored down the middle with Steffen diving out of the way, and he's got a look on his face that it almost feels like retribution in his mind for the miss against United. So it is 1-0 West Ham, Mark Noble.
I think, like David Moyes said, he scored so many penalties, he probably wasn't ready before that to come on as a substitute, but it was a great penalty, wasn't it?
It was. So Phil Foden steps up for Manchester City to take the first penalty of the evening. A left-footed penalty, of course, which he has put wide of the post, and it is advantage West Ham. Phil Foden has strode up and put his left foot shot beyond the post, away from Areola and wide. Advantage West Ham.
Something
Bowen
different, isn't it, from Phil Foden? Something different as the young man steps up. So much quality, ability that we've seen from him, but it's a slight level of these penalties.
Jared Bowen, one of the substitutes, to smash home the advantage. It's in. Steffen got a big piece of it, couldn't keep it out, and West Ham have a 2-0 lead. This next penalty for City is pivotal. Has to be scored, really. It's João Cancelo who's up for the Blues. You wouldn't have put him necessarily in your top 5 penalty takers, but he is about about to come up against Areola, and City really need this to go in, or West Ham will have a huge advantage. João Cancelo scores beautifully.
Good finish, wasn't it, into the bottom corner. I felt straight away the body language of the players that they sort of tapped Cancelo. I realised that looked like he was an early penalty taker. Stefan was unlucky, wasn't he, to the save to the left-hand side from the Bowen penalty. He's got to try and save one.
Well, you wouldn't have suspected that Dawson would be one of the penalty takers, but to be absolutely truthful, he used to be a regular scorer for Rochdale in his younger days. He knows where the back of the net is, and he steps up and smashes it into the net without even a bead of sweat forming on his forehead, it looked like. West Ham lead 3-1. They've scored all their three. Every time they put one in now, the pressure really ramps up on City, because if they don't score this, West Ham will win the penalty shootout if they score their next one. Jesus is up for the Blues. In reality, this has to go in. If it doesn't, West Ham have two chances to knock City out. Gabriel Jesus up against the goalkeeper, who goes one way, and Jesus, as casual as you like, rolls it in the other. That's how
Incredible
to take a penalty.
Incredible penalty, Ali. Under that sort of pressure, it's fantastic when it goes in. That slow one, the wait for the goalkeeper, roll it in the corner. When you miss, you get into all sorts of trouble. So a real composed one, but now the pressure's sort of getting more and more. We've got to see a save.
Well, Cresswell, the left back, good striker of set pieces, is up against Zach Steffen. Can Steffen make the save? No, he can't. And I'm afraid that means that City have to score their last two penalties without question. West Ham can win this penalty shootout with their next. Either way, this penalty has to go in for City. Jack Grealish has to score or City are out. It's as simple as that. West Ham 4 out of 4, City 2 out of 3. Jack Grealish must score. He rocks back, he moves forward and puts it into the net, and it's 4-3. Now then, it's come down to this. 4 out of 4 West Ham. Saeed Benrahma comes to the fore, knowing that he has the opportunity to knock City out of the Carabao Cup for the first time in 5 years. West Ham United supporters holding their breath, hoping, praying. City fans round the world, it's all on Zach Steffen here. Can he become City's hero? He has to stop Benrahma from scoring. Saeed Benrahma scores. City are out. West Ham have won. They've scored all their 5 penalties, and the Blues' firm grip on the Carabao Cup is wrestled away from them in a penalty shootout at the London Stadium.